Catch me if you can, Marge.
I don't want to, Stanley. You are off the hook, Stanley. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Where's you at, Stanley? Cat. Hello. Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka empath. I just like having these little conversations about how I feel about things. Mom, want to say hi?
Hi.
That's where I get my wave from. Huh?
Yeah.
Same places as Dimples. Yeah, they're pretty smile. She always tells me, like, you got such a pretty, you're so photogenic. I'm like, Mom, I got your face. Oh, the cat just walked in and Luna was finding her place in the sun down there and then evidently felt infringed upon. Halt, who goes there? Are people remembering halt right now? It's an important halt to not get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know anything
about
that.
God.
Man, it makes a difference.
Oh, the hangry people. I met my new barber the other day.
Your what?
Yeah, because we moved here, and so that's the first thing I do. You got to scope out your grocery store and your barber. Your hairstylist. So I drove past this little spot on the end of the strip mall called Johnny's, and we hit it off pretty good.
You and Johnny?
Yeah. Well, his name is Jerome. My barber. That's my brother's name. It's funny. It's funny how the universe keeps putting, like, he'll take one out and then replace it with another.
You don't want to relate to him.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So, that was cool. So I got my hair cut like day 2 I was here.
Are you
Day
going to
3.
go out?
Just the top. Just the top. I'm a hothead. People talk about hotheads. You don't know what it's like to be a hothead unless you either know a hothead or are a hothead. To me, what a hothead is I go from 0 to heated, like my radiator in a car. You know, if something gets clogged up, it'll get bound up and then things get hot, red hot. Pressure mounts, builds, it's how diamonds are made. And I was also born in April, the month of the diamond, what is our birthstone. And so people don't know how to relieve their pressures about stuff. They just, yeah, they don't have healthy mechanisms on maintaining, optimal. And sometimes the people, you got to go on reserve, I need pillows here. All these, well, yeah, like system reserve, like where we just came from, it was very restricting.
Oh, you had
our lives were very small. It was all of us in a very small area. And so it made things uncomfortable.
Because it was
so tight. But it was the karmic lessons that were learned there. Because I got to learn after coming off of a time where I could just say, do whatever I wanted, and seeing the consequences of that, I got to learn to do things different. And I think that is what people are just basically trying to do in life, is learn different behaviors that benefit them and everyone around them.
Make it more.
Yeah, it's that conducive. Jesus Christ consciousness.
Conducive to all.
To all, not just the person with the APO. That's, yeah, it's, or am I thinking it's a stock term? I make fun of economic terms because it's all freaking bullshit reindeer games. You like my shirt? It says, my life is arranged solely for the comfort and convenience of my dogs, mom and cat. Mostly, I need more font. I need more letters on here. Add to it. More font. More letters, because it says my dog, and it should be plural dogs. Cat and mom. And me. And then everyone else. Whoever I spread my message to, because
your joy.
My joy. Dude, it ain't been easy to have the joy for the last couple of months. It's like, hanging out my hair. It was a rough time for me. We made it through. And I didn't acquire, to my knowledge, more negative karma, you know. And that's the thing is like when you go through dark times, that too shall pass. It's just like good times too. That's why I always try and keep a baseline of not get too excited about much anything because there's always that little sliver of
You want to work on that
Gaga.
feel, just
Yeah.
keep it balanced.
you keep it balanced. And people don't know balance because all they know about is the instant gratification of doing what they want, the instant they want, eating what they want, going where they want, doing what they want, and there's no discipline in that. And the spirit is God is in discipline, is of not being a glutton, of not overindulging, of like, okay, yeah, you can say these things if you want to, but just because you can, don't mean you oughta, right?
It's in moderation.
Especially if it's not kind or loving. And I know, I've said plenty of things, and even in my justifiable anger, you know, just anger for people like me is no bueno. Justifiable or not, I just gotta let everything go, because get so darn mad, it just freaking shorts me out. The person I get mad at, it is like, they don't care, you know?
It doesn't affect
So what a
them at all.
resentment is like me taking the poison and thinking that the person I'm mad at is gonna die, you know? And that's silly. So, what else? It's just a nice, easy, lazy day. Nothing. Not gonna do nothing today, Mom.
It's peaceful.
When Mom had scrambled eggs and French toast with cinnamon and a little cinnamon in the egg from the French toast. Yeah, we don't gotta go. And I hope it snows. I hope it snows buckets.
It looks like it's trying.
Yeah, I don't know what the weather. What's the AccuWeather? Oh, oh, look at that! I haven't seen it in a while. Anyway, my tattoos. It's nice. I gotta go do laundry soon. AccuWeather. What's the weather gonna be like, Ma? It was cool that my buddy. Oh, I got an idea. This could be like, I don't know, winter festival. I was thinking about, and I'm gonna initiate this. I'm gonna start it off. So I gotta find an auto parts store in the local area. You know, because people are they're so impressed with themselves when they like pay for their freaking somebody behind them their coffee. I think that shit is trite and unimaginative. And at this point in evolution, I think that people should do better. So, you know, I was reminded today, because winter, especially like old batteries and stuff, like, it's the extreme temperatures. It's hard on batteries. So that's mostly when batteries die. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to find a parts store, and I'm going to go down, I'm going to buy a battery for the next person that comes in and it says they're a veteran, you know, for their little 10% discount or whatever, because sometimes you get a discount, mostly you don't. So the next person that comes in and says that, then I will have bought a battery for them, so that maybe they can use their $100, $120 that batteries cost now
Get out of the snow.
to freaking get something to eat with their family, like a good meal. You know, like a good piece of meat and a couple potatoes and maybe a pie for dessert, you know? Use it for something else that they want to, instead of something that they have to, because this shit just ain't built to last. So I got all these ideas of how to pay this stuff, and I gotta live by example, so stay tuned. Keep me accountable. I'm gonna pay it forward, and then hopefully, you know, I'll give a business card to like whoever, if they want to see who bought them a battery, they can come see my YouTube videos, and, you know, maybe make a buddy.
That's a good idea.
So thanks, Ma. Ma, you like I found. See, I got my dresser back, so I got my bow ties back. So I thought I'd celebrate with. Yeah. My neck shrunk because I've lost so much weight. I think if I keep eating the way I've eaten the last 2 days, I'm going to find out all that weight I lost. So I got to take it easy, keep the spoon out of my mouth, you know? Because you can eat good feelings just as much as you can eat bad feelings, you know? You can eat to celebrate a little. I can. I'm a drunk though. I mean, I got that overindulgence. But the older you live, that's the goal is to do those things less and discipline yourself. And okay, if I eat this, then all right, the dogs are taking an extra trip around the yard. In the snow to keep me moving and grooving. So already I found a sweater that belonged to Arthur Boo. I've had this thing for like 20 years. And Artie, I keep saying, I gotta find Artie a sweater. And it was like in one of the totes.
You found it?
And he's so handsome. He's so dapper. Sorry, pants. In the sweater that...
God.
It's Argyle, like he's Watson.
Really
He's the Watson to my esoteric Sherlock Holmes. That's funny. Did you see him, Mom?
Yes, I did. That's priceless. He looks good in that too.
Doesn't he?
He does.
He's just laying. Hey, this is him right now.
And he looks so proud.
Proud?
Yeah, he's proud.
Well, he is a Virgo, so I can see that. He's a balanced Virgo. See, that's the thing is we all have the potential to be balanced and imbalanced, and I just learned that
you choose.
You choose. Mom, my whole life, Mom has said things like, "You're just choosing to be angry," and I'm like, "No, it's the situations that are happening, and they're pissing me off." It's not a choice. It's the only reaction I know is that. Right now I'm dealing with some bullshit, and I don't want to deal with bullshit because I've dealt with too much bullshit my whole entire life,
Yeah.
And so it's just like Monday I get to call the motor vehicles, and it's going to be a daisy chain of who's in charge and how they feel that day,
How many people are going to be
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I mean, I got 3 hours. If it takes longer than 3 hours...
I'd go ahead of time.
Well, I'll try and get there early is what I always try. And I'll even try and make an appointment, but appointments don't mean nothing. Being on time don't mean nothing. It's it never really has. Now it's just everybody got lazy. But so far, like, the utilities haven't been that much of a nightmare to transfer over. Hopefully we live in a small enough city that, what's the population here? That it's just like, I don't know, people are bored enough to want to help you, because I'm tired of the people that are bored enough to not want to help you, because they're prevalent. Customer service is shit. What was it, Allegiant Moving Company? They suck. Terrible. They totally fucking robbed, it was like 2.5 times more than they estimated. They charged me for all this packing equipment for my TVs, and then I got pictures. I took pictures of all my stuff when they opened the back of the truck as it was, and then as they unloaded, I got pictures, and they put it like a moving blanket over one of the TVs. But they did nothing. They were not ODOT compliant, and they charged. I mean, it's just a total racket. But moving is a racket, dude. It's all who you can screw over, and that's what people are just trying to screw people over. And the fucking mover, the dude that drove the truck, poured entirely too much cologne, Mom. It was so bad. Oh my God. Other people's aromas are oh so too much. But the point of it is people really would behoove people to just really look at the silver lining in situations and really learn how to focus on what's positive and what matters in life. Like my shirt. All I want to do is hang out with my mom. Make sure she's comfortable. You warm enough? You cozy?
Yes.
And say hi, Ma.
Yes.
Say hi. And hang out with my dogs and let them go, and then clean up, and then, I was thinking about maybe getting a gaming console, because I have the big TV up here where Mom watches Longmire, and then I could play, like, little video games here, and maybe communicate with and network more with a different crowd, in that media interface, I think I don't know, I could preach there too, you know. But I don't like none of them. I don't like a lot of those, like, shoot 'em up. I don't like none of the vulgar shit, you know. Life is too vulgar all by itself. I want my play worlds to be, you know, looking for golden nuggets or whatever. You know, but nobody hurt nobody. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I always played like Bejeweled and stuff like. I just always played those solo games. I played that Farm Town where I guess that's kind of like Sims where you create your own world and make it how you want it. You know. Are people doing that right now? Are you making the best out of a bad? Because I've seen in chats like it was sad to see like Stoner chick. She's having a hard time right now, and some people are having a real hard time, and I can identify with that. I know what it's like to have a real hard time. We had a real hard time for almost a couple months. Yeah, so actually before that, because looking for a place before that was a hard time. God has always carried us.
We made it through.
Always make it through. Mom and I, Mom, we've been through so much. Sometimes I can get stuck in a timeline where it's like I had the job, I had the 3D job, the career, where I went to work every day and then freaking snow because I'm always missing essentials. Like every job I ever had, I'm one of the ones that's like, it's just nice that there's people not on the street to be in my way, you know, because I always got to show up and it don't matter the weather and all that stuff. But you know, we had the house. I had the big house. I just couldn't find it. It just never felt right. Things never felt right, and so I've been chasing this feeling. Went to Oregon, you know, try to get closer to family. That didn't work out, you know. And I started trying to find, you know, family of my own, and this all this stuff that I was looking for, places, people, things. It was ultimately I found within myself through reconnecting with God, because God said, "No, you're not gonna, you know, your W-2 days are over."
W-2?
Yeah, where I get a paycheck, you know, where I get to go to work every day
Oh, I see.
and punch in and listen to some fucking meathead with like zero life experience, like tell me freaking what I have to do because of who he is and how he and all that stuff. I was like, no. God's like, you're gonna hang out with Mom, and you're gonna look at all the stuff that has hurt in your life, and you're gonna rectify it, and then you're gonna see. Yeah, God grounded my ass. Started 40 years ago, and then that energy rippled into the whole world. And I've been, because I'm like, it's funny because what's happening in the world now is mirrored what happened in my life started 4 years ago. And we all got the same planets. We all got the same alliance. So either people are, you know, we have potentials for everything to happen all at the same time because there's only so many storylines that can go on, you know, but there's percentages of the population, the people on the planet that can relate to all these storylines, right?
Yes.
Now and forever, like water fight, the water fight, it started with so many people, you know, people have been fighting for clean water for hundreds and hundreds of years, and now it's like there's more than 50.1% of the population is just every time you turn on water, there it is, and it's no problem, right? But now infrastructure, now it's like the playing field has to be balanced more because not enough people are having same as life or having hardships, frankly. So they like skated, and then, you know, their family lines have skated on the backs of others, and there's been all this injustice, and it's like, you know, us faithful have been like, okay, we're still not gonna squander, we're still not gonna cheat, we're still not gonna change you, we're still gonna be faithful, all this stuff, you know, and then
Be true to ourselves.
yeah, be true to ourselves and just not hurt people, because so many people hurt people. Oh my God, the level of angst done to other people from suffering. And I know because I keep myself from doing it all the time. Because people don't know what's going on in your head. They don't know what you do, you know. So you go up in a situation, they don't know.
They don't know where you've been.
They don't know where you've been, where you're coming from. So I like it's important to communicate those expressions. Like, you know.
To make it, give it clarity.
So, anyway, I think I've been rambling on for long enough. Want to watch a movie, Ma? I found all these boxes with all my cheesy DVDs.
Oh, that would be
Zoolander. I got Big Fish over there. I think we're going to watch Big Fish.
fun. That's not Big Fish sounds.
That's a good movie. That's my life is like that kind of. Is like a story of best worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, this sucks, but we always get through, man. We always get through. And it was cool because I was so. When I moved to Oregon, it was absolutely ego. It was absolutely what I wanted to do. I was going to make it work, and that's when God was like, no. No. That's when I was like, my ego started reducing. I realized the importance of egos and things like that, but reducing it, all right? So once I became more obedient, that's when the great eclipse happened, you know, and once I started listening more and talking less and receiving, you know, and knowing that God's will, as I understand it, is what's good for everybody, not just for me, you know. And so getting to here to New Mexico, it's such a beautiful story because it was all God's hand. And I knew that Arizona was going to blow up because of the astrology. It was like I decided on a day that the astrology said don't start anything on this day because it won't last. But it was all right because I also listened to other holistic practitioners, esoteric teachers like the Peace Dealer and Minopon and other dudes, you know, people that are intuitive too, where they looked at it as you go ahead and starting a project on that day is a catalyst to get you to the next point. And right, so that's exactly what I just didn't know how the level of suck it was gonna be, but that was my own karmic shit. That was me resolving own karmic stuff and learning how that it doesn't matter how, that I don't have to engage, that I can turn the other cheek. And that is not something.
It's easy for you to do. That is not something that is easy for you to do.
Thank you for recognizing that, Ma. Whew. You know, I was told that I had too much, like me breathing, like when I get excited, I breathe through stuff. You know, I stay centered and balanced, right? Because otherwise, I'm gonna freaking like rip somebody's face off, right? It's like I'm doing this. It's so Margebo. It's so Margebo. It's so Rambo. So you know, it's just like I'm even cute, but then you piss me off, and then it's just like, and then. But I didn't do nothing. I didn't. Hi, kitty. Stanley. Hi. Is that the Chasey guy?
Yeah.
Chasey guy's over there. I like to put the blanket over Tucker's face because he's a, hi, Stanley. Did you see Stanley's ears right here? You say, hi, Stanley. Everybody's hanging out together. We got the Authority song in my ear, John Mellencamp. Well, I think he's going back.
He likes to check on everybody.
He does. Who's in the talkie room? Hi, stoner chick. Hi, Ariel. I like your. I listen to your talks when I'm doing stuff around the house. I don't get a lot of the visuals because I'm not seeing, but I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm thinking it's pretty cool because I like listening to people who's putting stuff out there that is not like everybody else. There's still original thought and content because there's too many people splashing around in the low zone, in the low hertz, you know, the low frequency. But more people are tuning in. Get an Xbox. I'm looking at which one I should get because I've never been a gamer. You know, like we played. Like the neighbors would have Atari and play Pitfall. I played a lot of Angry Birds on my phone for years and years. I had so many versions. I did that. I weird kidded out on that Xbox. I'll have to look into which ones I can connect to interwebly.
What does that mean?
What, interwebly? I just made it up.
Internally?
Interweb, on the web, because some game boxes you can connect to the internet
Inside
and then
your head?
communicate with and play against people that you're talking to on the interwebs.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
It opens up the doors.
I've helped people, Mom. So Stoner Chick said, you both have helped my mom and I get closer. You guys have helped me to get on the road to forgiveness. And that is the most important part, because me and Mom, we ain't always been cool. Oh, it's that justifiable anger, but they make stories. Now I just use them as reference that the two can get past stuff, because these are the things that the rocks that I have dropped. I'm not living in the past. I'm comparing my relationship to what it was then. She used to put her boyfriends first, and I hated that. Like ones that were abusive and beat her up and stuff like that. Like this one guy, he tried to throw her out of the car going 70 miles an hour, and the next day, Jerry, my brother, and I were sitting in the car for an hour and a half while they went in and had a nice freaking trucker style breakfast, and then we get the toast, and it's just, it wasn't always cool. And the thing of it is I think I don't have kids. I think about like where I was when I was 25, where I was in points of my age, and their frame of reference. That's the thing, is I always looked at my parents as people. I never looked at them as the parent that protected and guided. No, we were shown the ugly side of the world at a very young age, so we always knew that there's potentials of shadow in everyone, just like there's potentials of light. It's who is spending how much in time and where, and are they benefiting themselves or are they benefiting everybody? The world is gonna actually get better, is that people have to drop the rocks and forgive people that have done unforgivable things. But the thing is the forgiveness frees you up, not them. You got to free yourself up. And I love a holiday season, go watch any kind of version of Scrooge or, a Christmas Story, right? Any of those. A&E did a good one last year. It was dark. It's dark. I wouldn't recommend the A&E or the FX, whichever one it was, to watch with kids, because it's dark. I think. That's just my own personal thing. But it's resolving and not clearing, every day trying not to act in a way that one day you could feel bad about. And I was telling Mom this morning, I was getting pictures. I got all kinds of cool pictures of Mom. Like, I rent this place from a really neat lady who's gone over and above. And she brought in a table. And so I was in there in the kitchen doing stuff in the kitchen. Mom came in and sat in a rocking chair. She hasn't sat in a very long time. And I made her French toast, scrambled eggs, and got to use the table. And so it was just really cool, while all the critters are. And then like the Stanley had his ladder that is part of the cat tree. And I picture, even when it was like leaning against a shed out in the freaking getting beat to hell by the weather and stuff, it's just like, I don't have a lot of stuff, but there's a reason why I have the stuff that I have. And so this was Stanley this morning on top of his ladder, which he has been apart from for a couple months, and knowing how important it is, to the critters. And even the kennel, the crappy old kennel, crappy kennel. Like, should just buy him a new kennel, but for some reason Artie has a propensity, he likes this kennel. Mom's been just, God, it's amazing what energy does. How healing it is to be in the right environments, and I hope that people this season do make better choices even if it might take a little bit more discipline, that you can come into this next wave of energy that's coming up in 2 days. The Star of Bethlehem. Baby Jesus, man. I don't think necessarily Jesus was Christ. I don't think people would believe anybody if some dude came to her and said, I'm Jesus Christ. People ain't going to believe him anyway, right? So it don't matter, but I think the more people step in the heart space, the consciousness of just doing what's right for everybody in your close proximity, that shift is that like creates a pocket of energy that just shifts in your own world. And then if more and more people do that in these communities, cause it ain't, dude, all hell's about to break loose, man. January is just gonna be freak because people don't know how to discipline themselves. They don't know how to. They're gonna like drink more. They're just gonna be like, this energy is crazy. I'm hearing shit. I'm thinking shit. I'm channeling shit from my ancestors. You know what the hell is going on? You know, and they don't even know where to go and what questions to ask. And I don't know, direct them to Heyoka. I'll explain it. Dude, it's people they're coming into their shadow too. And some people are deciding that they like their shadow side and they're going to finish this incarnate in the shadow side of themselves. And you know, you got to let people go. You got to leave people where they are. You have to. It freaking shorts out your own endocrine system if you don't. So, you know, let go and let God is so much easier to say than to do. We done it all the way. I think I look at Luna, my pretty girl. She's in the other room. And she's just a marvel. She was about 40 minutes from being put down, and she came up to rescue when I agreed to foster her, and then I failed because she stayed. You know, so she came up through Omaha, and then ended up in Salem, and then down to Arizona, and then now, and she almost went full circle in the whole USA, almost, you know. But I just think that's pretty wild that, you know, and she's got so much love to give, and they almost took her out, you know. And no, that's the thing is I look at with all of my critters is that people didn't do them no favors in the beginning of their life, so it's my responsibility as a loving being, you know, in this incarnate that I make sure that they're just comfortable and loved until they take their last breath. So, and they are so far. You too, Ma. You gotta feel love too, Ma.
Yeah.
Mom, you feel the love?
I feel it.
See, because the thing of it is I was telling Mom this morning when we were having breakfast, I was like, Ma, you're 70 now. Shh. 70. She's 70 now. The thing of it is that I'm 46.
I'm a young 70.
You're a very young 70.
Yeah, thank you.
You're 40. I'm 46. I'll be 47 in April. But the thing is I don't know if I'm gonna live to be 70. So I capture all these moments of Ma, in case one day I can pass on. You know, I don't gotta wonder what I'm gonna look like when I'm 70 because I got a mirror image right here, and it's so important that people forgive, because one day when you get older, that parent that you haven't forgiven, and if it's both of them, then you're extra screwed because you're going to bounce off one day or the next. You're going to see them in the mirror. You're going to see their face looking back at you, and are you going to be reminded of your part in it? You know what, Ma? I see my father's face in me all the time, so I always have to do inventory, you know, about my part and stuff, you know, what I can live with, what I can handle. Been is snoozing quite a bit. Anyway, I think I've done rambling long enough. I wonder if it's gonna snow.
It feels like it, huh? When you look outside.
We're gonna watch Big Fish. That is a good movie.
We'll show you.
Let's see. No, it's evidently not going to snow until Christmas Eve. That's when Edith died. Back in 2004 is Christmas Eve, the 23rd of.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems mean to me.
So maybe, who knows, but not today. That's alright. We don't mind. We're just chilling.
And he's happy. He's starting to run around.
We love when he does that.
If you can, Marge, if you can.
I can't, I just don't want a cat. So, different parts. Omaha's 41. When are they supposed to get precipitation? Saturday, 25%. I don't know. Anyway, I've been running my life. I've been running my mouth.